Obscenities at the Dutchman as he was ushered into the notoriously dangerous jail. They also actually threw some rotten lettuce at him. He was officially charged. He's been officially charged with first-degree murder and robbery in the killing of Stephanie Flores. Here with me now, criminal defense attorney Keith Sullivan and defense attorney Rebecca Rose Woodland. And a good morning to both of you.
Good morning, Alex.
Lots of evidence here, Keith, and we've got all this videotaped evidence. I mean, where does a defense attorney go to try and effectively defend his client?
It's going to be very difficult to defend him in this case, and I think his best strategy, if it's even a strategy at all, is to try to work out some sort of a quick plea deal in Peru and encompass the Aruba as well as the United States cases as well. There's a lot of forensics, DNA. It's a very difficult case.
Okay, so a plea deal for what, Rebecca? How would you see that going down?
You know, I don't know if Peru will offer him a plea deal. They may not. I mean, there's some allegations that he confessed only to get his crime reduced from to manslaughter from murder. I don't know if Peru is going to give him any opportunity to cut any deal. They may want to seek justice in court because of the publicity surrounding this man, the previous disappearance of Natalie Holloway, which we hope at some point he can at least give the mother some closure and tell her where the body is.
But would you expect, Keith, a defense attorney to say, let's encompass all of this, Peru and the situation in Aruba, and will he want to try and serve out his prison sentence in Aruba as opposed to Peru, and could that even happen?
What he wants to do is get out of Peru. People say the Turkish prisons are bad. That's because they don't know anything about Peruvian prisons.
Wow, that's bad.
This is the worst place he could possibly be. In fact, some of the prisons in Peru are actually managed and run by the inmates. They have inmate councils that run some of these prisons. It's a brutal, brutal place, and if he has to serve 35 years, in 35 years from now, we're not going to be talking about his release. He'll be taken out the back door in a body.
Well, now, isn't that enough for a defense attorney to talk? I mean, does he have a Peruvian defense attorney? Will he have an Aruban defense attorney, a Dutch, a U.S.? I mean,
right now, he has a defense attorney that the Dutch embassy has provided to him in Peru. The problem is Peru doesn't have an extradition treaty with Aruba, so they don't want to send him to serve his time in Aruba or in the Netherlands. They say, no, you committed the crime in Peru, you're going to do your time in Peru. But his defense attorney can be selected from anywhere, but he has to be a Peruvian attorney. He has to be admitted to the bar in Peru to help defend the Peruvian crime. With respect to the Aruban crime, that's a different story.
And you know what's so interesting about this, Keith? I mean, you've got 3 countries all sort of vying for attention from this man from a legal perspective, the U.S., Aruba, as well as Peru. I mean, that's not every day.
It's an unprecedented case. The only time we have seen situations like this is if we're looking for a terrorist, someone who's committed crimes against humanity, never someone who's committed these violent street crimes in different countries. It's really unprecedented.
Do you think, Rebecca, I mean, this is an educated guess, he has a ghost of a chance of not serving time behind bars and getting off on this case?
In Peru? No, actually I don't. They have videotape evidence. They have, from what they claim is DNA evidence, they have a motive. They claim that they have him going in and out of the hotel room prior and after her death. I do not think he's got a chance.
Okay. Keith Sullivan, Rebecca Rose Woodland, thank you, you two.
Appreciate
that.
Thank you.
We're getting some new insight into the many challenges